Trump's deportation policies and the Pacific people affected by it. Your thoughts? I mean, I can read a little bit of this from Radio New Zealand. This is an analysis by RNZ. The Trump administration aggressive action to deport illegal aliens is reverberating around the Pacific, with commentators from Papua New Guinea to Samoa warning that the arrival of dozens, possibly hundreds of islanders deported from the United States is likely to result in negative consequences for these small islands.
Yeah, it's true. Like a lot of these dudes are the hard crimes, the murders, the drugs and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying all. I know the Marshall Islands, it got bad. They had to start up a deportation task squad. It started last year. I think it started last year or the year before.
Really?
Yeah, because it's dudes who also are not even from the islands. You know, so like dudes have been born and raised in America as well, but you know, hard-edged.
Wait, how are they sent if they're born and raised in America? Is it through their parents?
It's like how are they sent?
Yeah.
It's like not having a passport, not having done your papers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they just ping you on the fact that you don't
have papers. Yeah, especially now. And they're going through the communities. Like I think I forgot what the area was. They're going through the communities they know is where all one Pacific or one type of person. Sorry. You know how in South Auckland you'll go there because there's lots of islanders? Yep. So there's communities like that in America.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where the Marshallese, a majority of them will go. So they'll go through that community finding dudes with no papers. And a lot of them might have got there on their papers, but their passport has expired or something like that, and they get deported. And that stuff comes up because they've been arrested for something. Yeah. And a lot of dudes, it's happened in Samoa. Like, there's dudes coming back to Samoa who are hard-edged, like drug dealers, got deported for like murders and stuff, and there, I know that there was that great documentary that the Vice on YouTube put out with the Tongan deportees, and some of them are from here. There's a lot from America, and then from some of the people that I talked to about the situation, this is going to lead on to an article about meth in the Pacific. But a lot of them are not just bringing, their bodies to the island, it's their connections to. Yes.
And so that's opening up a gateway to the things that they were pinged for over, in America. But yeah, like, I mean, I guess we can just, like, we'll go over the Donald Trump thing first, but then we can get into the meth situation, because there's just an incident that happened in Samoa, which is I think it's pretty silly. But do you think there's going to be many from America?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I think there's over 100 being deported to New Zealand.
Right, as of like now.
And there's over 50 being deported to Samoa. Oh, yeah, there's going to be heaps. And, 50. And if they are like dudes who are in maximum security prisons, that's a big group, man. So there has to, like, the Pacific Islands now has to be aware and got to start preparing like reintegration groups, people who can specialize in trying to reintegrate people into the community, as opposed to just letting them find their own way because of what has happened in the Marshall Islands. So they have their own deportee task force because of the problems that they endured, lots of violence, all of that shit from a lot of the people who are arriving from America over there. So now this is going through, and it will go through. I think you got to start preparing for the future, and you have to have a group.
Is there any, like, because when I see it, it's essentially the 501 situation from Australia to New Zealand, but I'm looking at it from, like, if this is the case for a lot of the islands, they're going to have to use funds from somewhere to come up with these task groups, and then it's like, it's almost like taking pocket out. Like, is there any sort of support from America to kind of help, like, liaise this situation, just make it a bit easier? Because it just seems like they're dumping that.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I think in the article they were like prepare for a massive plane just rocking up and dumping them. That's how it was. It said in the article. Samoa did have something. There used to be a school there that was open every year. It was for rich boys who were just committing crimes and being really bad, and Samoa was a place where they would go.
Is that the one near Luffy?
No,
No.
It was on the other side. Where Seabreeze, you know where Seabreeze, that Seabreeze restaurant? It's like on the cliff. At least it's not called Seabreeze.
Is that Flora?
It's on the cliff. It's like down. So the car goes around the islands up here, but it's, I forgot what it's called. But it's where the rich Palangi kids would go to rehabilitate.
Right.
So Samoa has had something on the lines like that where the rich kids would go, they're shit, they're stealing or whatever, doing bad stuff, drugs and that. They go to Samoa and Samoa changes their life. They come out good and all of that. But it's real Samoa, it's hidings, it's umu, it's discipline. No, none of that. So, I mean, in terms of cultural practices, Samoa definitely does have what it takes to reintegrate and rehabilitate people. But yeah, like you said, that shit's not for free.
Yeah.
That's going to cost. So this is going to need a big system to be created and all of that. So
yeah, I mean, the hope is that in these situations, it is that they rehabilitate, and obviously it's going to be shit for them, but that's their fault. That's their problem that they've put themselves in as far as a crime. But you hope for them to grow in the island and adapt and be better, but then not have this situation, which is the next article I'm going to bring up in the Samoan Observer, where a Filipino is fined $4,000 for meth, and it's either you kind of assimilate to the island or you just continue the practices, but then you create like a bigger market for it. Eh? And so in this Samoan Observer article, a Filipino woman caught with methamphetamine while transiting through Samoa in July of 2024 was lucky to escape jail time, but was slapped with a $4,000 fine by the Supreme Court on Wednesday.
She's lucky.
She is super lucky.
So
you can get killed in Indonesia for a blunt.
So she's on transit to where? New Zealand?
It doesn't say. What is this situation like? Because I know it's particularly bad in Tonga, the meth crisis.
It's in Samoa as well.
Yeah?
It is, yep. It's in Samoa. It's, I don't know how big it is, but I had a few friends saying, yeah, it's big. Yeah.
And is it a luxury drug? Is it more of, because how are you trying to make money off this? Or is it they're transiting through to places like New Zealand and Australia?
Yeah, I don't know too much about it, to be honest, but it's definitely there. It's definitely there. You can see it in the court system as well. Like, there are cases. There are cases for it. And, Tonga was used as a transit spot, eh?
Yeah.
That's the gateway to Australia and New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
There's stories of it would be transitioned through boats. And so what they'll do is they'll just dump it in cases offshore, and then people from New Zealand or Australia will travel and on the yachts and pick it up. And then
I don't know. So I'll have to read up and research about it. Stay away from drugs.